There we go. So Brian Ross started with Global Life Family Heritage in 2008. Perfect time, right when the recession was starting. And he was promoted to agency owner in 2012. And the Ross agency has eclipsed $24 million in net annualized premium over the lifetime of that business in 2008. That's pretty awesome. And most of his agents are in Florida, in Georgia. And check this out, guys. Last year, they had 40% growth year in 2021. And this year in 2022, they're backing that up with another 40% growth year in 2022 as well. So when you grow your business 40% consecutive years, that's called explosive growth. That is like top tier. Like that's extremely hard to do. So he's one of the top agency owners in our Global Life Family Heritage. And Brian has a wife, Lisa. He has 3 children and 1 Labrador. Grace, Blair, and Adam are his kids, and his dog is Rocket. And he lives in Jacksonville, Florida. And he's a Georgia Bulldog. He's excited about football season. They won the national championship last year. And trying to go repeat. So Brian today is talking a great topic. This is a field training and recruiting part today. It's mostly on recruiting. The topic today is the qualities and characteristics. The qualities and characteristics of a great candidate here at Global Life Family Heritage and how you can attract those candidates. Okay, so bring a top talent to your team, what you're looking for, how you get those. So we're going to shift it over to you, B. Ross.
Hey, great. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. And excited to speak to everyone this morning. What's up, Zach Tolbert? Good to see you, boss. And you guys don't have to look any farther than, your leaders with Todd and Van and Kyle. Kyle spoke on our Workout Wednesday yesterday, which is our technical training Zoom each week that we do to become more technically sound. But just introducing Kyle, as someone in 2014, 2015, sold over 300,000 in premium. In 2016, just under 300, but became market director. Looking at his 2017, 2018, 2019, top 2 agency builder in the company and still top 75. And then last year up 68%, the Schneider agency. And then this year up 74%. And so, you guys don't have to look too far for the types of leaders that you want to build and grow with. And Van Davenport, VD3, still holds the record for the most insurance ever sold by anyone in the history of our company in their first 12 months. And so you guys are in good hands. And just, to be able to have systems in place, to be able to work together as a team and support each other, doing our jobs better. Really exciting time to be part of the Davenport agency, the Schneider agency, the Legacy group. So we're in a good spot. How do we recruit top people? How do we attract, some of the top candidates? Part of that, I think, is just building yourself and, a couple of things that you want to take care of. If you're a newer agent and you want to have a team and move up the career track, the first one would just be your income, so make sure that you're, positioning yourself and your business. So if you need to make $4 or $5 or $6 or $8 or $9 or $10,000 a month in order to attract, the 9s and 10s, you need to be in a situation with your business financially where you're doing some things that people look at and go, okay, if you can show me how to do that, I'm with you. I'm interested. I'd like to learn more. Second thing is just, and Kyle did a great job of this yesterday, is being technically sound. We have to be duplicatable. There's nothing that it's amazing yesterday, him going through the transition to closing steps. And it's exactly word for word from the sales talk. And this is someone who writes over $300,000 in premium per year. That's about $160,000, $170,000 in income. And so we have to be technically sound. If we're going to attract, top talent, they need to see something that's duplicatable. And the last thing is just self-talk. As crazy as that sounds, I am a top recruiter. I am moving up the career track. I am building my business. I am someone who writes Eagles on Train Wars. I am someone who has a great morning routine. So, that self-talk starts now, and then that attracts, people that you could see yourself working with or people that you'd like to be in business with. So couple of things as far as recruiting and team building and just zingers. There's such power right now in what we do. And, I was field recruited by someone named Peter Foray, and Peter was a great recruiter. And so he flew to Jacksonville. So he lived in Nashville. He flew to Jacksonville. We spent the whole day together, and he just talked about, the big picture, who we are, what we do, how we make a difference. He went through supplemental insurance, which I knew very little about. He kind of painted the picture, of, hey, here's what the financial opportunity could be. Here's how the money works. And, there's always this painting the picture and the vision that you cast for a top, someone that you really think, is a blue chip candidate. And it's, typically some statements that stick with that person. And so Peter said to me, and I'll never forget it. And I was, again, this was 2008. I was 35 years old. My wife and I, we wanted to start our family. So I wanted to be home more and travel less. And he just said to me, hey, Brian, if you build your business the way that you're capable of, and he slows it down, your kids can go to college wherever they want. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of a leap of faith, right? But I believe that Peter wanted to see me do well, and I believe that Peter had a vested interest in my success. And so if you have a top candidate, if you have someone that you really think has all the qualities and characteristics we look for, paint that picture, cast that vision, go big with some things that they're capable of if they follow our system. Now, the basics, the building blocks to top candidates, we all know what those are. It's a disciplined work ethic, it's coachable and teachable, and it's the ownership mindset. And Justin Ellingson did a part not too long ago about recruiting savages, and just really being direct and straightforward with some of those people that you're a little bit nervous about talking to about our business. So one thing I always encourage people to do is update your chicken list. Your chicken list are the people that you're afraid to talk to, the people that you're kind of like recruiting up. Like these are the people that you've always maybe looked to. You assume they're excited about what they're doing. You assume they're satisfied, with their current situation. But these are the people that make your knees knock, and calling them and talking to them about family heritage. You never know. You just never know. And remember, the worst thing they can say is, I'm not interested now, but that a no, isn't a no forever. I've got so many stories in our group. Charlie Heaton's a good example of someone that, came to Jacksonville, interviewed with me, at the time, wasn't fully prepared to transition from his career job. And then, 3 months later, he's like, hey, I'm ready. Let's start licensing. So you just never know with a top candidate. A no isn't a no forever. The next thing is just enthusiasm, is contagious. We hear that all the time. I always use the Amanda Arndt example. She's attracted a lot of top talent, and it's a lot of just her, a lot of it's just her excitement, her enthusiasm for what she's doing. I don't do a great Amanda Arndt, but it goes something like this. You guys, and she talks about how we're at the beginning of Aflac. She's like, what if you were at the beginning of when Aflac started? What would that look like over time if you were able to build your business and you were at the very beginning of when Aflac started? You guys, and it's just like, you just feel it, So again, your enthusiasm is contagious. That urgency equals great result. I can tell you right now that history is being made with Globe Life Family Heritage. I mean, we're about to have another double-digit growth year, and we grew double digits last year. And this is an environment where companies are not many companies are looking at their balance sheet and their growth year over year, and it's double digits, especially right now. So we just have this incredible story to tell. And so for a top candidate, we are an American success story. And if you don't know a whole lot about our founder, Howard Lewis, ask Kyle, ask Van, ask Todd, ask any of these guys that have been here 5+ years. I mean, he's a legend. He is that, rags to riches story. He is that person that grew up and his floors really were dirt, dirt floors. And so it's just incredible how altruistic, he was with our company, and be able to tell a top candidate the history, founded in 1989, Cleveland, Ohio. We just continued to grow exponentially. In 2012, we went from being privately held to publicly traded. We were acquired by Globe Life. And then be able to tell that story, of how we have just continued to grow. And now, having the national brand, and our ability to be Globe Life Family Heritage Division, and just the designations, and ratings that go with that, whether it's AM Best or Better Business Bureau. I mean, it's the top tier candidates want to know they're working for a big name sometimes. We have to know that we can change people's future. It's one of those things where in our hands, you have the power to change the trajectory of someone's life and their family's life forever. And we see it, we see it every day in our agencies. We see it every day in the legacy group. We're going to see it in a couple of weeks on Train More 9, when people are just doing things over the course of a day or the course of a week in terms of families protected and premium written that you never thought was possible. Like, we might have somebody at the end of Q3 during Train More 9 write $100,000 in premium. Like that is very possible in the legacy group in about a week and a half. So you just have to know, we've got a guy right now, Logan Schofield, and he's 24, and he just was looking. It's like KJ Murphy always says, we're looking for people that are looking for us, and just to see him write $45,000 in premium in his first 6 weeks. He's a new agent that started in Q3. His second week, he wrote like $14K. He just won the Puerto Rico trip. He's going to win it for 2 this week. He got married and they couldn't go on a honeymoon. And so the Puerto Rico trip is going to be the honeymoon for he and his new wife, Liana. And it also coincides with her birthday. So be able to tell these stories of like, we got some people doing some pretty incredible things in our organizations, and we can literally change, people's family tree. The opportunity now that we have with the career track, that's never been something that we had. We couldn't promote, like the well-lit path of how people move up and what it looks like in terms of metrics in order for people to be promoted. And now that we have the career track and it's like something that we're 100% compliant with, we have a William Reed Cox IV, Jim Kanosh, WRC pretty well. And, I had to recruit him. He was one of those guys that I had to take him to the country club and make sure he knew that I made a lot more money than he did, and or would ever make, in the next 10 years. And so it was very, it was one of those things that I had to paint that picture for Will. And now to see him like now with a 4-person team, he's going to come into Train More 9, with 5 potential submits. He's going to make a run at market director in Q4. Again, painting that picture of we're giving people an opportunity. We have something people need. There's a lot of people dissatisfied with their current situation. And listen, this economy is about to be a target-rich environment. We always know that the fortune is in the follow-up. Painting the picture of leadership academies, 101, 102, 103, that's something that's going to attract, the top candidates. They want to know that they've got a chance or an opportunity to continue like their personal development, as well as their professional growth. So painting the picture of FHLA 101, 201, 301. People need to see us having fun with what we're doing. Again, we take our job seriously. We don't take ourselves too seriously. A lot of it's just ignorance on fire, ignorance on fire. We had a chance to be a pilot agency for the CRM, the new CRM. That's going to be pretty incredible. It's not dialed up yet to where it needs to be, but it will be. And so painting that picture for top candidates, like, hey, we have a new CRM. It's on the Salesforce platform. If they're a top candidate, they know Salesforce. And this is going to give you, access to X number of businesses through the data axle. This is going to be XYZ in terms of being efficient with your time. This is going to help you, drop pins and plot your course each day, be super efficient with your time. So just painting that picture of, hey, we're doing some things right now with Globe Life Family Heritage that we've never done before, and you need to get on this train. I always talked about, when I talk to top candidates, it's about this could be your last stop professionally. A top candidate wants to not have to transition more than once professionally. Like I've only worked with 2 companies, my whole career. And so when you have a chance to talk to someone that you think is a real superstar, say, hey, what if this was your last stop professionally? What if you took your age right now, and what's your age plus 5 years? And they're going to say it to you. Say, what if you were fully vested after 5 years with lifetime vested renewals, and you had $6,000 or $7,000 a month coming in for the life of those policies? And so painting that picture of lifetime vested renewals and this being a top candidate, last stop professionally. Again, kind of the picture of like, what if in 5 years, every bill, every monthly bill that came into your household did a U-turn in the mailbox just based on residual income. So what if on a monthly basis, every bill that came into your house did a U-turn? People can pay a U-turn in the mailbox, and that was just based on lifetime vested renewals. What if you never had to pay another mortgage or a cell phone or a trip to Publix or cheerleading camp or whatever it is, because you had lifetime vested renewals? Barry Bandera and I joke about our commission statement. It gets, every year the numbers get better and better. I heard that from Van Davenport when he almost quit his first year. And, it's just a get rich slow. But now, looking at my commission statement, it's 478 pages long. And so that's pretty powerful, when you talk to someone that you think really should be here, not just short term, but like a long-term net key player. It's about promoting a lifestyle to a net key player. And then also, again, painting that long-term vision. And then I just share with people like my personal values. Like I kind of go through, hey, what's important to you? And I talk about my health and my family and financial stability and just meaningful work and relationships. And so just getting to know people, asking them about books that they're reading. I asked this guy yesterday, his name is Tommy Russ, and he's a candidate, he's 26 and he's moving to Florida. And the reason he wants to move to Florida is because we're the most free state, in the country. And the reason he's transitioning professionally is he got injured in Navy SEAL school. Like he got injured in buds. I'm like, dude, okay, you're a candidate. Let's get started. So yeah, talking to him about building your business around your life, not your life around your business. Those are some things, and just quickly, some key ideas that I think can really help you take your business to the next level. Not just recruiting top, candidates, but also just thinking about yourself and some things you want to see happen with your business. So I always try and leave a few extra minutes for questions. So Kyle, I hope you guys can hear me. And if there's anything anyone is curious about AMA, ask me anything.
Wow. All right, guys. Wow. Thank you so much, Brian. Yeah, I'm going to leave it open for some questions to the audience. Guys, do not be shy.
Brian, what was that last point again? Just the
personal values.
Share your personal values. Thank you.
Yeah, just sharing your personal values. Like, if I want to really, if someone's, but here's the last thing too, get to know somebody. If someone's a 9 or a 10 and you're like, hey, this is something I think, I really think this is something you should take a serious look at, get in front of them. We're always most effective in person. We protect most of our families, face to face, belly to belly. And so, if I have someone that I really think is a top candidate, I'm going to fly them to Jacksonville, or they're going to come to Jacksonville. I'm meeting this guy today at noon named Gage Lanier. So Gage Lanier, is that an insurance name or what? And so, I'll have him meet me at the office. Then I'll take him to our country club for lunch. He'll feel overwhelmed because he's never been to a country club before. And then, I'll bring him by my house like Van did to me. So I came to follow Van. When I was looking at Family Heritage, I came to work. I was like, let me go check this out. I go drive up to Raleigh in my wife's Saab, and then I follow Van for the day. He makes it look so easy. He sells like 6 apps, recruits people in between, appointments, and then takes me to his house. And I'm like, okay, if this is what it is, I'll do this. So that was it. Create that lifestyle that people, attracts the type of people that you'd like to work with. And they're out there. Listen, again, I started in 2008, and that was the housing crisis. Like that's the last time the world blew up, and it impacted my fast start, to my career with Family Heritage, zero. Like it had zero impact because what we do, it's not recession proof, but boy, we won't be affected like other industries. And right now we are in such a good spot to attract top talent, And so when you think about your job, obviously it's establishing yourself as a producer and a top producer, but then it's also, attracting talent and acquiring talent and developing leaders.
Boom.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Holy cow. 2 pages of notes over here, B. Ross. Hey, just real quick. I got a real quick question. Is there like a elevator pitch, like whenever you do beat somebody that's like really sharp, is there like maybe a couple questions that you ask them, like right when you first, like that the approach that you have that you teach your team? Is there like just a general approach that you meet when you meet somebody who's got that swagger, who's got that sharpness about them that you just want to say hey to? Like, is there like an approach that you have for those kind of people?
Really, Kyle, I would just say it's ask for what you want. Paul Haft was one of my best stories. 6 years ago, he was a bartender at Taberna. Now he's a solid market director. Paul's going to have his best income year ever. He'll probably be between $125,000 and $150,000. I just took him last week to meet my CPA because he's incorporated now. And, all of a sudden we're going to have his commissions going to his business checking account. And I remember, he was that guy that had the motor. Like, you look for people that have a motor. You look for people that just are capable of more. They're wanting to reach their potential, but what they're currently doing just isn't, quite. They know it's not going to happen, with what they're currently doing. So, I said, hey, and he told me he was transitioning. I said, what are you thinking about doing? And he said, I think something financial services. I said, well, have you ever thought about selling insurance? And he said, selling insurance with you? And I said, yep. And he was like, let's do it. So, sometimes you just ask for what you want. And then it's like the text, it's just getting their contact information. And then you text them right away. And then you text them again. And then you call them. And it's the dance, it's the waltz. It's not just it's the approach, yes, but it's just making sure that you have an opportunity to stay connected to that person. And then from there, you start to build the relationship, and that's how you attract your top talent.
Love that. That was crucial. Just keeping them engaged, keep dripping on them in the pipeline. And then love that, Brian. Anybody else?
I just think it's,
What's up,
oh,
Good morning.
Go ahead, Brandy.
I just think it's just for, I still can't fathom the part of, when you said, well, what, this to me is going to be my last stop. I don't want to do anything else, but, having $6,000 or $7,000 a month coming in and not having to worry about my bills. I think people just, we know it works. We know it can happen. It just seems like it's almost unbelievable and too good to be true. When it comes to that opportunity that we have, as long as we work hard. So that was a good reminder. So thank you.
Yeah, Brandy, it's always painting the picture of what you were doing prior to Family Heritage. What was it that attracted you about our company? Kind of the start that you've gotten off to. And if it's not a great start, you can frame it however you need to. And it's either what it's doing for you right now or what you plan on it doing for you. And again, you're painting that picture and that vision of what, and by doing that, by putting that out in the universe, it's going to happen for you. So you put that out in the universe, again, that law of attraction, what we put in the lives of others comes back into our own. So yeah, even if you're not quite there, at whatever the number is for, monthly income, you'll get there. And that's what you plan on this doing for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's awesome. Like I was just telling a girl that called us the other day that's a recruit. I said, I went from a dual income to a single income, so I pay all the bills in our house. And I said, and I have more money in my savings account than I did when me and my husband both worked. I said, so just imagine that. And it's like, this is amazing.
That is such a powerful statement. And that resonates with people. That's personal. And people think, okay, I'd like to learn more. That's something I'd like to get more information about.
Boom.
Thank you.
Oh,
You bet.
All right, guys. Any other questions?
I got one last one. I just wanted Brian to share a quick story. I know that Brian had shared with me, 10, 15 years ago that he had a quote that was kind of his mantra, and I think we all should have mantras. We should all have things that we say to ourselves that just get us fired up. I know, Brian, you had one of those, and after Peter flew down and had that trip that you spoke of earlier, he went home, and as they say, the fortune's in the follow-up. I know that he immediately FedExed you out a packet with some material in there because, as the saying goes, knowledge breeds confidence. So he wanted to get you more information, more knowledge. And I believe you mentioned that one of the pieces in there, in addition to the financial stuff and Eagles and IRAs and things, was that quote. Could you kind of share that little story with us in the quote?
Yeah, sure. So a good recruiter. So I had a I guess a business coach that was helping me with my job search, and this is a great way to close it, man. And I've tried to do this with my personal recruiting. Like if I really want someone and they're coming to Jacksonville, I've already got their business cards made. Like I've already got their name badge made. So at the end of that meeting, you know, I've got that stuff ready to hand over to them. It's like, hey, let's work together. So my business coach said, hey, what's your favorite quote? And it was a birthday card I'd gotten from a previous CEO, Spencer Hayes. And it was, when you're inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all your thoughts break their bounds, your mind transcends limitations, your consciousness expands in every direction, dormant forces, faculties, and talents come alive, and you find yourself to be a better person by far than you ever dreamed yourself can be. And that was a Punta Jolly quote from 2000 BC. So he told me to say that every day, you know, for like 7 times a day, you know, during my career search. And then Peter comes down and we meet, and the whole day we go over like who we are, what we do, how we make a difference. He kind of leaves me, you know, he kind of paints that picture of us working together and what that would look like as a partnership. And the very next day I get a FedEx and it's got like a recap of our meeting. And Vance, funny you asked, I still keep it on my desk. And so that's 14 years later, you know, so that is on my desk, what Peter had attached, you know, to the FedEx, to the letter that he wrote me recapping our meeting from the day before. So, you know, recruiting is, you know, it's like if you're a college football coach, if you're a great recruiter, you know, you're going to have this team, you know, like that's what we're doing right now in Athens at UGA. Our recruiting is next level. And so your recruiting can be next level, but think about some things that, you know, people can't get in front of people right now. Like if they're trying to find a career job, they can't talk to a live person. You know, everything's automated. You know, they're sending their resume to all these different places. This guy yesterday, Tommy, I talked to, he goes, man, you just called me within like 45 minutes of me submitting my questionnaire. So as soon as we get a questionnaire, boom, we call that person within an hour. That's a target. That's important in our group. We know that if we talk to that person within 60 minutes, they're going to feel like they're, you know, different, you know, like, and then to being able to get in front of them or do a Zoom with them. So yeah, just when you're recruiting top talent, you know, you want to get face to face and you want to make it personal. Thanks, VD.
Thanks for sharing that, man.
Wow. Thank you so much, Brian. Guys, that was some awesome notes. Please review your notes from today and listen to the recording as well, because this was a powerful, powerful message from B. Ross. B. Ross, thank you for being on today, man. That was a pleasure.
Yeah, keep rocking. We're going to catch you guys. So maybe think about not doing as well on Train More 9. Maybe think about taking a week off. At the end of the quarter, it's good to kind of take some time to recharge your battery and get ready for the fourth quarter. So maybe give that some thought. That's something we do in our group.
You know what? We're gonna mute Mr. Ross. He's done talking now. That was good. Good guys. Let's give it a big hand for Brian Ross.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
We're going to work on our Q4 goals the last week of Q3. I would suggest you guys do the same.
Let's get out of here. We love you, man.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. All right, guys.
Thank you. Thanks,
Awesome. Thanks, Brian.
Great Zoom. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Kyle. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, guys. Guys, it is Thursday. Let's go make things happen. Let's use what we know today and implement what we learned. And let's go protect families. Let's go recruit sharp people. Do things that make your knees wobble. What Brian Ross said, approach people that your chicken list. And I love that. And let's go build our business, guys. There's so many different ways of being a builder business: recruiting, protecting families, field training. There's so many different avenues to build this business the right way. So make sure that you just have high activities today, because we're building up our pipeline, because we got only 2.5 weeks left of Q3, and we are strong finishers, and we're going to finish this quarter strong. Because we all know Q4 is open enrollment quarter, and we're going to get our pipeline filled up right now to have the biggest quarter in the history of Global Life Family Heritage. And we're going to crush it right now for these next few weeks. It's September 1st. The weather's perfect. It's football season, prime time. This is the perfect time of year. And let's go make things happen, guys, and be a blessing and leave everybody in a better mood. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
I see you, Jordan Evans. I see you out there in your car ready to rock it on your first day, man. You go make it happen. You're muted, but that's okay. But you rock and roll. There you go. You're unmuted now. I'm excited.
You know, we're ready. Yes, sir.
You and Casey rock it out today, bro.
Appreciate you guys.
Have some fun. Enjoy the process.
Let's get it done.
All right, Big Low. See you, Rogers. Josiah, Stay on. James Rott Johnson, you're amazing. Have a great day. Fernando, see you, brother. Chuck Norris, keep on making that fist come out of your jaw. That's amazing. Anthony Haberchalk, have a great first day, man.
We are ready to make it happen.
Woo! Haberchalk and Glozinski. Say those two names together fast. They're going to be doing it all day. All day. Boom. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Rock and roll, Zundra.
Have a good one,
Bye-bye.
man.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you know, behind
fun,
that
Jordan.
beard in Chuck Norris's face, there's not a chin, just another fist. Yes.
Oh,
Hey, Chuck, congratulations on your first green out in a day yesterday, bro. That's first of many.
Appreciate it, man.
Exciting stuff, man. Todd is, dude, Todd was talking to Todd last night, and we were just laughing our butts off. I'm in the gym pumping iron, getting all swole, and he's just telling me stories about you cutting up with people out there and just having fun. And man, take your job seriously, but not yourself. And this is it's like dialing it up on an ATM machine every day, man. The more people you help, the more people, the more you help yourself and your own family. So rock and roll.
That's right, man. I appreciate it.
Matt?
Josiah's gonna teach me some stuff today, I think.
I think he is. You know what? If you pay attention, he will for sure. Matt Elliott, go have some fun today, man. Congratulations on being back in the boat and getting your Builders Week on yesterday.
Thank you, sir. I was just finished up a demo over at a auto body shop this morning. I was trying to see if I was too late to catch the last end of the other call.
Good deal. Well, guys, I'm going to end this Zoom so Josiah and I can hop back on and have a little meeting. You guys have a rocking day.
Thank you.
Have a good day, guys.
Got it. Bye, guys.
have a good one, y'all.